as we all know, it's the economy in Nigeria right now is not smiling, is not smiling. So there are numerous ways in which we can actually cut the cost of our foodstuffs. That is how you can avoid spending so much on food items. Yes. Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Elizabeth Undefeated. How are you guys doing? I want to believe that you're all right, we are all fine. As you can see, I'm also doing well over here, and we thank God for that. So today I would like us to look at some ways in which we can actually save some cost on the prices of food. So as we all know that the inflation rate in Nigeria right now is so crazy. It's very crazy. The prices of food items are on the high side. Not only food items, yes, virtually all items, virtually all goods and services. The prices you pay for the things you consume, for the things you need at home, for the things your kids need in school, even the prices we pay on transportation, everything is on the high side. Everything is on the high side, and I pray that God will intervene in the situation of Nigeria. So without taking much of our time, let's see some ways in which we can actually cut costs or save money on prices of food items in Nigeria. Number one, I would advise you buy in bulk. It's cheaper and it's better buying in bulk than buying in bits. If you want to stock up your house with food items, I would advise you buy in bulk instead of you buying in bit by bit, or buying in. We have a lot of measurements in Nigeria. Let me take Lagos State. Let me use Lagos State as a case study. Lagos State, here in Lagos, we have a lot of measurements. You can buy, if you want to buy food items from those people that are selling, from the sellers, they have we have many measurements in Lagos. We use many measurements in Lagos. For instance, we use the Rika, we use our paint rubber, we use the larger size of paint too. Larger size of they call it EK. They call it EK. So if you want to buy, you can buy in now. They can use EK, is a bit like a bowl to measure for you. They can use paint rubber to measure for you, or they can use Derica to measure. We have different sizes of measurements here in Lagos. So instead of you buying in bits, I will advise you buy in bulk as long as you can afford it. You want to stock up your house with rice, with grains of rice. You can buy the whole sack if you can afford it. That way is cheaper and is better. If you cannot afford to buy the whole sack, you can buy the half of the sack. Just go to the seller, ask them of the price of the whole sack, and if you discover that you cannot afford the price of the whole sack, you can buy the half of the sack instead of buying in Derica. You understand what I mean? Or even if you cannot afford, like me, I live alone, and most times if I want to buy rice, because I'm not really a fan of rice, I don't really like rice like that. I don't really eat rice like that. So I usually buy in quota. I will just go to the seller. I already have a customer for that. I will price in bag, then divide the price into 4. It's cheaper and it's better for me to buy the quarter of the whole bag than for me to start buying in Derica. So if you can afford to buy in bulk, it will save you a lot of money. It will not only save you money, it will save you time. It will save you, save you some stress. It will save you from unnecessary stress. if you understand what I mean. So if you can afford to buy in bulk, make sure that you buy in bulk. When you're buying in bulk, it's cheaper than buying in pieces or buying in smaller quantity. I want to believe that you understand what I'm saying. If you cannot afford to buy in bulk as well, there are a lot of ways that you can cut cost on food items too. You can look for instance, maybe you want to stock up your house with a bag of rice and you cannot afford the price of a bag. You can look for another person to share a bag of rice with. Both of you can join the money together. Then you head to the market and buy a bag of rice. That way is better than you buying in Jerica. Or are unable to see someone to share this bag of rice with or any food items with. You can as well buy when that particular food item is in its season. There is season for everything. Any moment from April, May, June, the prices of palm oil is usually lower than when you're buying at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year. Is buying that particular foodstuff in its season. For instance, maybe you want to buy you want to stock up your freezer and your fridge with fruits. If you discover that, okay, this is mango season, make sure that you consume more of mango so that by the time the fruit is no longer in its season and the prices is becoming other, you wouldn't, bother yourself. So there are a lot of things that you can buy when they are in their season. You understand? So by doing this, you are not spending unnecessarily on all these food items. So another way to cut costs on food items in Nigeria is for you to learn how to preserve your food. Maybe, for instance, you want to cook, you want to prepare a soup. You understand? You can prepare this soup, buy your ingredients in large quantity, prepare the soup in a large quantity, and you can put them in small portion and put them inside your freezer. It will save you a lot of time, it will save you a lot of stress, and it will save you a lot of money rather than you going to the market almost every day. You understand? So when you learn how to preserve your food items, it will actually help you in reducing the cost of those food items. If you know many ways to preserve food items, it will also encourage you to buy them in bulk. For instance, people that are very close to me know that when it comes to preserving foods, I'm very good at this. Yes, I think I deserve a gold medal for this. For instance, I can preserve my beans, my raw beans, uncooked beans, for the period of a year. And at the end of the year, the beans will still be intact. You won't even see any kind of bean weevil in it. There are a lot of ways I preserve my food. For instance, if you buy your beans in bulk, make sure that you pick out all the dirt from the beans that day that you bought it. And when you're buying these beans from the seller, make sure that you're buying a new branded beans, not the one that the seller have bought from the farm for the past four months or so. Make sure that you're buying fresh. Let me use the word fresh. Make sure that you're buying fresh. Buy it fresh. Buy a fresh uncooked beans from the seller. You understand? Sit down, pick out all the remove all the dirt from the beans. And make sure that if you have me, I usually make use of a table water container or maybe soft drinks or water container. Make sure that the container is very dry. After you might have picked, remove all the dirt from it, pour your beans inside container like this and make sure that you shake it very well so that there won't be just make sure that you shake it very well. Fill this container or any other container that looks like this, fill it up with your beans, then close it very well. You don't even need to pour any dried unbledded pepper. by so doing this, you can your beans, your beans grains will still remain fresh even for the period of 8 months, a year. Believe me, it will still remain fresh like that. No problem of weevils. No. Buy it fresh from the market. Pick the dirt from it, separate the dirt, remove all the dirt from the beans, pour them, start pouring them, store them inside this kind of container or table water container, and make sure that you close it very well. Drop it anywhere, any part of your kitchen. Just drop it in your kitchen and be rest assured, no bean weevil at the end of the day. The way to save price, to save money on food items, is you going to the wholesale markets. Yes, I'm not saying you shouldn't patronize people in your streets, but we are trying to save cost here. So it's better you go to the main market to buy your things rather than buying in your streets. I'm very sorry. I'm not saying you shouldn't patronize at all. You can patronize people, in your street as well. But I'm just saying that if you actually want to save prices, it's better you go to the main market to buy your things. Going to the main market will even give you room to, you will have a lot of options. You will have a lot of options to choose from, and to save you a lot of money. And when you are going to the main market, it will afford you to buy in bulk. It will save you money on transportation fare, because maybe you're going there just once in a month. You can stock up your house with the foodstuffs you will need throughout that month. So by so doing, you're saving money on transportation fare, you're saving your time, and going to the main market will give you an opportunity to choose from a lot of options, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So by so doing, you're saving costs, because the prices of food items, not only food items, many things in Nigeria, the prices are so high. So if you want to save some money on all these items, I think if you can make use of all the points, all the ways that I've highlighted earlier, is to save you a lot of money. That is by buying in bulk, cooking in bulk, by buying food items in their season, by looking for people. Some people, even if they want to buy meat, for instance, they can be 8 people can come together and share the whole cow. The whole cow itself is cheaper that way than you going to the market and buying in bits. And if you don't have anyone around you that is interested in sharing that particular food items with you, you can as well negotiate with the seller. Like when I stated that bag of rice, so you can go to the seller. I cannot afford the bag, give me half of the bag. Or I cannot afford the half of the bag, give me in quarter. It's better than buying in smaller measurements, if you understand what I mean. And if you can also buy food when they are in their season, that time it will be cheaper than you buying when that particular food item is no more in season. So I want to believe that we've been able to educate ourselves on ways to save prices on food items here in Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like my video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so, please, and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you recommend this video. You can share the link with your loved ones too. Thank you very much. See you next time.